ready for episode 3 of Battle of the Booktubers. Da-la-la.
We are monsters. We give and we take.
Hey Bookish Babes, and welcome to my book nook. For those that don't know me, the name's Rainy. I read all types of books, primarily fantasy romance. So if you're interested in that, please like and subscribe to my channel down below. Right, ma'am? Thank you, Miss Eloise, for your cameo. Okay, so I've done this spiel a million times, so I'm going to make it as brief as possible. But this is episode 3 of Battle of the Booktubers, hosted by Danni from Danni Dabbles. Now, this is a competition where there are 5 of us trying to figure out who can be the ultimate recommender of books. We had to recommend 2 books in 2 different genres to our other 3 competitors. And what had to be one with our top genre and one with our secondary genre. My genres were romantasy and horror, obviously. Then we rate them based off of 1 through 5, and we get points accordingly. Obviously, the higher you rank a book, the more points the competitor gets. And so, I will be reading a horror and a romantasy in this vlog. If you've watched my video so far, then you know we've had a chaotic start of events. And, you know, this one's not going to be any less chaotic. I can always bring that to you. I know I really can. So once again, I'm going to share what books I'm reading and what my initial thoughts are going into them, and then who I think recommended them to me based off of what I've already said from past vlogs. So, with that being said, let's talk about the books. The first one is Diavola. I don't remember who that's by, but the cover is right here. So this one, I don't know a lot about, but I know it's a haunted house. So we'll come back to that. We'll caveat. And then the second book I'm reading is Song of the Dark Wood by Sheila Masterson. And I actually had a different book of hers, like a different series of hers, on my list to read soon. So now let's talk about my actual thoughts for these. At first, I should probably caveat that Diavola is actually the second book that I was given on my list. However, I'm not reading the first option that was given to me, Boys of the Valley, because I put that some of my biggest triggers are SA and Grape. And this book, I looked into it upon further reflection, and it had both and exorcism stuff, and so I was not going to be reading that. So I then asked my competitor for another rec, and they said just read the second book on their list. So that is why I am reading Diavola. However, I'm not excited for Diavola either, because I don't read haunted house books. I don't like haunted house books. I've never really liked a haunted house book, if we're being honest. And so I'm scared, and I've been putting off this book the longest. But I'm gonna read it. And then the other book that I had to read, I said, was Song of the Dark Wood by Sheila Masterson. And then I don't remember what the second book was. A Drop of Blood by Charlene Hartnady. I don't know either of these books, actually, so it's really interesting. And I'm excited to learn about a romantasy that I've never read before. In fact, that's the only person that's recommended me a romantasy I didn't know of. All I know of Song of the Dark Wood so far is that it's a Little Red Riding Hood / Hades and Persephone's retelling. So I'm intrigued. And that's all I really have to say on that one so far. As far as who I think recommended me these, I definitely think Victoria, because I already have guessed everybody else, but also I just feel like Victoria would give really niche recs. I don't know why I think that. Maybe it's because she's read less than the rest of us significantly, or been on Booktube for less. I don't know. But I just feel like these scream Victoria to me. So, we shall see if she did a good job recommending books to me or not, but we are going to get started in 3, 2, 1. Oh, before I forget, please make sure that you subscribe not only to Danni, but to the rest of the wonderful ladies doing this activity, because you want to see all of their videos. You really want to see the whole Battle of the Booktuber champion and see who's going to win. I mean, aside from me, because we know, like, that's a given. Hello, friends. You know what time it is, guys. Conversations with Rainy on the road. Shh. And in this episode, we are talking about Diavola. Alright, I have many thoughts, as I am almost 100% sure I mentioned in this vlog already. I was not very excited to read this because I don't like haunted house books. I have not found a single haunted house book that I like. But it's fine. It's fine. It's where we're at. We're going to go with it. We're going to give it our best shot. However, I realized something else about myself. I'm 10% in, and the update is that I don't care about anything that's going on. I don't care about any of the characters. I just don't care. And what I discovered is, I'm like, well, why am I not liking this? Because I love a good domestic thriller, like a good house drama. But then I realized, no. You like when it's like housewives, like real housewives in the city, domestic housewives, like petty petty shit with like moms fighting and bickering and like that sort of stuff. Like I'm all about the rich socialite drama. I'm here for that. I'm out of red light. That's why I'm looking at the camera. But family drama between like brothers and sisters and moms and dads and aunts and uncles, I don't like. And I think that I am finally realizing that I don't like it because it mirrors too much of my own home life growing up and how I don't necessarily have the best relationship with all of my family. And so I don't wish to read about disjointed families, which I know some people would be like, well, they can't be as disjointed as mine, or maybe they're worse than mine, and like that's cathartic for them. I don't find it cathartic for me. So it's just not, it's not really giving. So the premise, at least as far as I know, is there's, I think, a mom, a dad, and 3 siblings. There's Anna, who's the main character, Nicole, who is her sister, who has 2 kids and a husband, and James, is that his name? Her brother. Ben, her twin brother. And they all are taking this trip, a vacation, onto like this little Casa Via in Italy. And then the house starts to be haunted, is what I'm getting from it. But I'm only 10% in, and only like very minuscule like haunting stuff hasn't started, because it's just been a lot of family drama and having a giant family dinner and, you know, airing out your dirty laundry and like all that. And like, I just don't find myself caring. I'm not going to DNF just yet. I'm going to listen to a bunch more, see how I can do, because it's only like a 280 page book. So it's not even that long, and I'm only on page 30, but like, I just don't care. I just don't care. But we are going to give it our very best shot. So I'll come back to you with an update later. This is Rainy's little phone video update to say that I'm now 27% in, 75 pages. And if this book does not hook me within the next 25 pages, to where I get to about 33%, I'm DNFing this mofo. More thoughts to come soon. Hello? Is it me you're looking for? I have a very sad update to share with you. I have DNF'd Diabla at 92 pages, which is really like 33% of this book, because this book is less than 300 pages, okay? And I just don't care. Like, I don't care. I don't care about the family dynamics and the very toxic family that this is. This girl, Anna, should not be a part of this family. I don't care about the haunting, considering we haven't really gotten to it yet, okay? We haven't really gotten to it yet, a third in. And to say that I did look up spoilers and whatnot to see if this was a book that I should continue, it's not. It's not. Now, I will say, right before I even came on to this recording, I immediately thought, should I have given it more time? Should I have read more? Because, for the fairness of the project. But no. And do you know why I'm not going to feel bad? I hate haunted house books. I hate them so much. I have never had a single haunted house book that has wowed me. Every single time they botch the ending. They kill it. I never like the ending. And the fact that it takes so freaking long to get to haunted ass shit. It just takes so long. And so I will say, I hate haunted house stuff. But that is also why it's important to read our profiles when we are choosing books. Because I strongly said in mine that I hate haunted houses. So with that being said, I just couldn't do it anymore. I just couldn't. I tried, guys. I tried so hard. I tried until I couldn't try anymore. And the ending of it all this would have gotten a 2. It would have gotten a 2 for me. It wouldn't have gotten a 1 because it's not offensive to me. It would have gotten a 2. So, like, is that really giving this person that many more points? It's not. It's not at the end of the day. So, unfortunately, it is what it is. And I DNF'd. I'm sorry. I truly am. I wanted to like this book because so many people do like this book. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll be one of the girlies that like gets it. And it's just like, oh yeah, this is a fun time. Like a fun, weird, ghosty horror book. And that's not me. I'm not one of the girlies. I'm not one of the girlies. So I'm sad to say that the book one that I've read for this vlog was a flop. And I don't think that Boys in the Valley would have been any better had I had to read that, considering the SA and the child abuse and the exorcism stuff that goes on in that book, because exorcisms are not really a big thing for me either. And this one has that sort of stuff as well. So neither of these books would have been a hit for me in horror, unfortunately. But it's fine. We're going to move on to our romantasy. Is it called Song of the Marked? I can't remember. Fun fact though, this author is going to be at Villains and Vixens, which I'm going to in September. And there actually was another series of theirs that I was interested in reading. But basically, if I read this, because this is their newest work, and I end up enjoying it, one, I can buy it, and two, get it signed from them, and then continue reading on with their stuff. So I'm killing two birds with one stone on this. So I will be trying out Miss Sheila Masterson. I am going into this blind. I have no idea what it's about. I do need to go get it off of KU, so I'm going to do that within the next day or two and get to work on this vlog. And all I have to say is I am so sorry, Victoria, because I just have a feeling that this is you. And I can't even say why I think it is. Like, I don't even know. Honestly, I think it's the Sheila Masterson one, because it's not a popular romantasy. And I just feel like you would know that. You would know those niche, new, up-and-coming authors. Like, I just feel like that would be you highlighting indie authors that don't get as much praise. I don't know. For some reason, I feel like that's your vibe. So I'm sorry that the horror ones didn't go well, but we're going to rock out. We're going to rock out with this romantasy, okay? A better update is coming around the corner. Hello, my friends. This is the final book that I'm reading. It's not the final vlog that is coming out, but it's the final book that I'm reading, okay? It's 10 of 10. We can do this. We can finish strong. And the book is Song of the Darkwood by Sheila Masterson, which is apparently a Little Red Riding Hood, Hades and Persephone's retelling. And at first I was a little scared because I don't really do fairy tale retellings very often. Like, I've read them before. It's not something I'm itching to pick up. But you know what? We said we were going to give it a whirl. And the other day I was at 7% into this book, and I was like, oh dear God, is this going to be another book that I'm going to DNF? And I'd like to tell you, no, I'm not going to DNF this, but I would also like to tell you that I'm loving it. I'm having mixed feelings about it. That's where we're at. I'm having mixed feelings, and here is why, okay? After 7%, I think I was more just confused at what was going on. So I decided to press through and read the next couple chapters, and then I got really invested. I was actually very interested, okay? So this whole premise is about our main girl, which I don't remember names, Rowan, and she is in line to be the next Red Maiden, which basically the Red Maiden is like sacrificed to the wolf character, I think, to like stop this evil plague or blight from happening. I'm not 100% accurate on all of the details, okay? But, so like, there's that going on. But like, the maidens are always supposed to have, you have a new maiden every 5 years, but like, the maidens just keep dying before their term is over because the wolf ends up eating them for whatever reason. And so this girl's like, okay, I'm scared of being the Red Maiden. I'm scared I'm not going to make it through my 5 terms. I'm just going to die like my friend just did. And so it's the story of her, you know, being the Red Maiden for the wolf. And there's just a lot more that goes into it. And so, like, I was interested in, like, the stuff that was going on before she was the Red Maiden and, like, learning all the characters. And, like, I was actually really invested. But then there were some things that happened that kind of threw me off. Like, the first thing was, like, one of the elders wanted to, like, check her, derobe her, basically, to make sure that she hadn't been taken by anybody before. And I'm really, really, really sick of these stories that have to have this like pristine Virgin Mary that has never been deflowered and never been touched before to be perfect for whoever they're being sacrificed to. I'm sorry. I'm really sick of that. I find it kind of gross and cringe, and it gives me the major ick, okay? And so that was happening, and I was already like, okay, I'm not really here for that story, but that is the story that we are getting. But then you have the wolf, who says that each Red Maiden has their own unique scent, and that, you know, the scents make him want to eat them, but of course he doesn't. He perseveres. But of course this girl's scent is more potent than ever, and he's like, oh my gosh, how am I going to be able to resist myself from her? And I'm just like, okay. I see what's coming on here. So this is going to be an insta-lust story with this wolf just not wanting to be able to keep his hands off of her. It's going to be very sexual, tension-filled, and like, I just don't know if I'm here for that story right now. I just don't know if I'm here for it. But alas, I will be here for it because reasons that I can't disclose to you. So, I'm 25% in, and I'm annoyed. I am annoyed. It's like the parts, the bones of the story are there that I really like and I really appreciate. And then, you know, the execution of it all, not my favorite. Not my favorite. And I was hoping that this would be better, because I had the potential of meeting this author at Villains and Vixens in September. And maybe I will still meet this author, like, but I'm not going to want this book signed. Like, I didn't buy it. It's on my Kindle because I wasn't sure I was going to love it. But so far, that's where it's going. So we've only had one chapter from The Wolf, and that was that chapter with the scent and all the stuff. And I was just like, okay, this is going to be very insta-lust. Okay. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I will update you when I get a lot further. It's actually funny. I'm kind of competing against Leandra right now because we're both on our 10th book and we're like racing against each other to see who finishes first. It'll probably be her, but you know, it is what it is. But maybe not because her dad's in town right now. Wahaha. So anyway, that is the plan. I'm going to go listen to more of this while I go clean my house right now. And then I'll come back to you with an update if there is something interesting. But I'm a little hesitant on this. I'm just a little hesitant. Okay, friends. Ooh, I hate doing these updates. I hate doing these motherfucking updates. I'm now 51% into Song of the Darkwood. I'm actively trying not to DNF. I'm actively, like, trying not to DNF. And here's the problem, friend. Here's the problem. One, I already DNF'd Diablo. If I DNF both books in this bitch, I am the worst person alive, and Victoria will probably hate me and hate all my life choices. Not really, but I can't. Second, this is different in why I want to DNF. Because the other books I just thought were boring as shit, and I didn't give a crap. This one is sometimes boring, but what's more about it is just how bad this book is. Like, I hate saying that, but this book is so bad. Literally, the wolf keeps, like, succumbing to his, like, I guess, the pull of the Red Maiden and keeps being like, I have to have you. And then has, like, a really passionate makeout scene with her. And then the second she says something like, oh, wolf, or something, he's, like, realizes what he's doing, draws away from her, runs to his little piano, and does, like, little Moonlight Sonata in this bitch, and then goes back and is like, yeah, we can't do that again. That's happened 4 times, y'all. 4 mother-freaking times. 4 times. Also, it would not have been Moonlight Sonata. I meant, what is it? The Transylvanian one that's like, da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. I'll probably put a clip of what I meant. Anyway, yes. So it's not good. I'm gonna keep going. I'm listening to it as I clean to get through it. But if you see me again really soon, it might be a DNF. Oh, how the turntables. It's a different day. I am very annoyed because I accidentally dropped my new Kindle Color Soft under the couch, and I guess it got stuck, and so now there is a giant little ding on it, and that is really aggravating. Can you see it when I'm reading books? No. Can you see it on the screen right now though? Yes, and that really bothers me. It is what it is, unfortunately. So It's fine, we'll survive. But I do have an update of 74%, which means I did not DNF. Should I be reading this? No. It's so bad. Like y'all, it's not getting above like a 1 star. I mean, I'm just reading it because it's cringe at this point. So I'm coming here with receipts, okay, of things that I was like, you are joking, okay? This doesn't spoil anything because, like, I haven't really explained what's going on in this book. Okay, let's just say, so the mother, I'm going to say this all out of context so that you don't know. The mother goddess is like, he still hasn't taken you to bed. What is he waiting for? And then Rowan's like, we got close. How close? He danced with me and then kissed me. A kiss? That's all? Not just on the lips, Rowan continued as she gestures to her area. And then the woman's like, oh, really? And how did you like that? And she's like, I liked it a lot. And then she's like, I bet you did. And how did he like it? And I'm like, are you joking me? No. Okay. That was the first thing. Then, let's see the next one. This. Okay. So, apparently, like, she's not doing a good job at seducing the wolf so that she can, like, stab him to, like, save her people. And so there's this one elder that really just wants to get it on, like, Donkey Kong with her. And he's already tried to, like, SA her prior. And so finally he's like, has her tied up like this while he's talking to her. And he's like, you look perfect like that. You're right where you belong. You'll then be spread wide by 2 of the elders. And then do you know what'll happen? And he's like, that's right, Red. My peers unanimously chose me to taste what the wolf isn't interested in. I'm gonna enjoy every minute of it. And so then, like, she ends up escaping from him, runs away to her 2 best friends, and one of them is like a guy that she's in love with that she wanted to marry before all of this. And she's like, if I don't succeed next week, they're going to do some insane ceremony in the secret room beneath the elder tree where they... And then they all realize that the other 2 are like, wait, we were invited to attend this ceremony. So they were invited to attend her being ravaged by this elder man. Because I don't even know. This book is so bad. This book is so bad. This book is so bad. And then a scene just happened where literally she's just so stupid. She's so stupid. She had one freaking mission. And because she wanted to have some sexy time for the first time, she just let a bitch go. I need to finish. I need to royally be done. And what's funny is I actually know someone that is reading a different series by her, which was the series that I was interested in before this. I have no interest in reading it now. And she said that there is a reference to this book in that, and that also it's like the same issues there, where like it's very much like push and pull, run away from the person, which he literally keeps doing. I'm just like, can we get a new idea? Like, I need something to move along. So it's fair to say, like, I'm only not DNFing this because it's so beyond cringe. I just need to see how this all plays out. But this is not a good book. This is not a good book. Wait. You're telling me that she gets to be the Red Maiden now and wear a cloak because she's not a virgin anymore? No. I finished my final book for Battle of the Booktubers. But you wouldn't know that because this is vlog 3. This book has been a journey. And let's just say, it did not get better as the book went on. It did indubitably get worse. So, I don't think anyone's shooketh when I say it's a 1 star. Could I have given this a 2? I could have. I normally give 2 to books that don't offend me, but this offended me with how disgusting and cringe and ick-tastic it was. So it is a 1. And I feel like I probably should have DNF'd, and then, you know, Victoria just gets no points. Now she gets some points for me. Not much. So I'm sorry for that. But this is not good literature, not good romantasy. I don't think you've read it though. Although maybe you have. I know that some people probably vibe with this. This did not work for me. This Unfortunate was a dud. A very big dud. I'm starting to notice that maybe I'm just a harsher critic in romantasy because that's my main genre now, and that just makes it harder for people to really razzle-dazzle me, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I have more things I could say about this book, things that happened, but at this point it's like, do I really want to keep hemming and hawing about this absolutely bad book? No. I will say that some reveals happened in the end, and things that I was like, are we just dumb? I don't want to talk about this book anymore. I don't. So let's just wrap up this vlog, okay? I gave Diavola a DNF. I gave Song of the Dark Wood a 1 star. This was not an exciting, happy-go-lucky time. I'm so sorry if this is Victoria. I do like books. I do think you know how to recommend books. It just didn't work for me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But if you got to the end of this, let's put a wolf emoji, because there's a wolf, big bad wolf. And thank you to my special patrons that follow me and subscribe to me and, you know, help me make this channel as good as it can be. If you're ever interested in joining my Friends Themed Patreon, all of the information is underneath this video. I love you all very much, and I will see you next week for episode 4.